At number 10, we have Lily. So Lily has finally returned to the meta because she simply counters a lot of the top brawlers in the meta. If you want to max her out, then I suggest that you instantly buy her gadget, because without her gadget, she's useless. Her gadget allows her to escape if she got low, or to sneak up to vulnerable snipers or throwers. Lily is one of the best assassins in the game because of her super, which lets her teleport instantly onto the opponent without any waiting time like other assassins. With that super mechanic and her fast burst damage potential, she catches vulnerable brawlers off guard and kills them before they could even react, which is just insane. Make sure to use the damage star power because it helps to kill vulnerable brawlers right after you super them. So next up in the list we have Chester. So if you didn't know already, Chester is currently one of the best brawlers in the game. And I don't think that he will get a killer nerf anytime soon, so I highly suggest you to max him out. Chester is a very good pick in close maps with a lot of walls and bushes. Thanks to his third and fourth shots, he counters pretty much all the assassins and tanks in the game, so by picking him on those close bushy maps, you instantly give your team a big advantage on the draft the match in general. You should probably pair him with a throw counter because Chester gets easily countered by throwers, so picking a counter for them in your team would be the best thing you can do. You can play with either one of his gadgets, but I personally prefer the one that allows you to change your super if you don't like it. So next up in the list we have Ollie. So from what I've been seeing recently on my ranked games is that people have literally forgotten Ollie, although he's still one of the best brawlers in the entire game. After they reworked him not too long ago, and he can basically win any 1v1 interaction thanks to his super and his high damage potential. Although he's a support brawler, but he works as an assassin or even a tank. His super hypnotizes opponents for 3 seconds. He deals 2,000 damage per shot. He has 11,000 HP, and he also has a gadget that allows him to jump over walls to surprise throwers which were supposed to counter him. This brawler seems pretty much perfect, and will help you to gain more elo in ranked, simply because nobody picks him anymore. So make sure to max him out and abuse him as much as you can. So next up in the list, a brawler that might surprise you, I went with Bo. So, in my opinion, Bo has officially returned to the meta, and not only that, I also think that Bo will remain pretty good for a long time in the future. The map pull in on his favor, his new hypercharge is very underrated, as it allows Bo to have 8 mines on the map at once, which is just insane. If you pick Bo, then try to pair him with a brawler that is good against assassins, tanks, or any sort of aggression in general, because this is the only category of brawlers that truly counter BO. Try to pick him in mid-range maps, don't go with him on open maps or in very closed maps. Unless you're playing with Bo on a very bushy map, you should always choose the stun star power over the other one. The stun is just too strong. So next up in the list we have Carl. So Carl has returned to the meta not too long ago, and ever since he seems pretty consistent and stable in the meta. Even though they nerfed his flame gadget, but it's very strong, and I still highly recommend it. It helps him to one-shot brawlers that have low HP, or to just put so much pressure on the map. His other gadget is also very strong, so you can still use it on open maps to get close to those snipers or throwers and kill them easily with your super. Carl is one of the best brawlers to pick in ranked, but make sure that you pick him as the last pick, or at least as a very late pick, because Carl is very easy to counter in the draft. You can use him in fairly open maps, but it's still best to pick him on mid-range maps where he shines the most. Of course, you need a thrower to max out for ranked, and I choose Juju as the best one in the meta. Juju has been one of the best throwers in the game. She deals so much damage in a very short time, which allows her to delete assassins if they get too close to her. You can always switch between her main attack formats by standing on a different thing at a time. If you didn't know, while standing on bushes, Juju gets a longer range than of Piper, which is insane for a thrower to have a longer range than of a literal sniper. Her super can tank a lot of shots for her and her teammates, which allows her and her team to climb up the map if needed. She also cycles through supers pretty quickly, so she pretty much always has a super on the map, which automatically gives a huge advantage to her team. So next up in the list we have B. So ever since they reworked the gadget's cooldown, and B has been dominating the meta. She can now spam her second gadgets about 10 times in one game, which instantly gives control to her team. Not only her opponents have to dodge from her gadget, but they also have to dodge from her main attacks, which she can spam out pretty quickly, thanks to her very fast reload speed. If you aim only one shot with B right, you can deal up to 4,500 damage onto an opponent with just one shot. Even if you miss the big shot, you can still get it back in less than 2 seconds, which makes her opponents stressed out throughout the entire map. She counters tanks and some assassins with her super, but she can still kill those snipers thanks to her long range and her huge damage potential. I would suggest you to max her out right now. So next up in the list we have Gray. So Gray has been pretty consistent over the past 8 months or so, and I don't think that he will get nerfed anytime soon, so it's safe for you to max him out now. Gray can be picked in open maps against snipers, and he even has a very high chance of beating them thanks to his super and his high HP. You can try to land a shot or two on a brawler and then finish them off with your super. He also counters throwers thanks to his gadget because he can shoot them from behind walls with it. He also counters throwers simply because of his super, which allows him to instantly teleport onto throwers and kill them very quickly. His hypercharge isn't that good anyways, so I don't have to buy it, but I would say that it would still be worth it to buy his hypercharge to win those knockout interactions with the stats boost. So next up in the list we have Angelo. So Angelo has been one of the best snipers in the game since release, so it's safe to say that he won't get a big nerf in the future, and if he got a nerf, he would still be one of the best brawlers in the game. Whether you play him in ranked or in the trophy ladder, he always seems to dominate other brawlers. The fact that he can hold a 4K shot all the time is just insane to me. The damage increases even more when he's standing on his super, allowing him to kill the majority of snipers with just one shot. Assassins can't counter him like other snipers thanks to his jump gadget. I find it insanely ridiculous how his gadget allows him to jump to that far on the map. Don't forget that he's also one of the few brawlers that can walk on water, and that alone gives him a big advantage against any brawler in the entire game. Next up in the list, the best brawler to max out in Brawl Stars, we have Kenji. So Kenji was already broken enough to be in the top 10 tier list, but now after he got a hypercharge, he's absolutely insane. He can literally team wipe any comp in the game no matter what are the brawlers with his hypercharge. He also has a very good mobility, which despite his short range, allows him climb up the map and eventually get to those snipers, throwers, or any vulnerable brawlers. You can play kinda recklessly knowing that his gadget can heal you and instantly give you back all the HP that you've lost. Try to avoid playing Kenji on very open maps because he needs to get behind a cover to heal up or to climb up the map. You also need to be very quick while playing Kenji, and you need to make good decisions very quickly.